This has been an awesome experience for me. One of the most interactive career fairs I've had the pleasure to attend. A lot of the students have asked a lot of great questions, so a lot of great interest in becoming a first responder, seeking a career in criminal justice. It's been a very great experience so far. It's been awesome. It's all over the place. I've had most of them I've had some say they wanted to be a detective. They want to get involved in investigations. Some want to be SWAT team or ERT team members. Several have expressed interest in becoming canine handlers. So I mean, it's exciting to see kids that not only want to get into law enforcement, but also want to take that next step and do something more, get some more specialized training. This is something oftentimes, because of the nature of the job, our interaction with the public is typically limited to calls for service. Being able to be out here and talk to these teenagers in a non-confrontational manner, they're approaching me because they're interested in a career in law enforcement. And they're approaching me because OPD has a lot of things to offer them. So it's been a very rewarding experience today, both at Apollo this morning and now at Davis County High School, generating a lot of interest. A lot of them have questions about what they can do to prepare to be a law enforcement officer, what they can do until that age of 21. Some have expressed a desire to go to the military, and some have expressed a desire to continue their education. One of the other things that I've been trying to promote today is our OPD's internship program, where it allows them, it's an unpaid position obviously, but it allows them an opportunity to come and spend some time in the department, get acquainted with all the different divisions among OPD. And there's actually been applications that have been sent to all the area schools for the first ever Youth Citizens Academy. I've actually talked to a student at Apollo that had already signed up to be a part of the Youth Citizens Academy, which is a abbreviated 6-week Citizens Academy like we do for the adults. So that's something that we're trying to generate interest in as well, get the kids to sign up for that.
Okay, if you'll please raise your right hand. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth, and be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky so long as I continue a citizen thereof, and that I will faithfully execute to the best of my ability the office of police officer according to law. And I do solemnly swear that since the adoption of the present Constitution, I, being a citizen of this state, have not fought a duel with deadly weapons within this state, nor out of it, nor have I accepted a challenge to fight a duel with deadly weapons, nor have I acted as a second in carrying a challenge, nor aided or assisted any person thus offering, so help me God. I do. All right, good. There you go. All right, all the pictures now. That's it. When we do this. There we go. There you go. All right. That's great.
The Ghost Out program is very important to me because I think it has an effect on kids these days as they go under a lot of peer pressure to go out and have a good time, and they are asked to drink and or do other intoxicating substances that might be detrimental to their health or the health of others. The Ghost Out program is a way to hopefully deter such behavior. We show them real life scenarios that could and will happen eventually to somebody one day, no matter where you are. And so hopefully it's kind of a scare tactic that we do to help them see what effects that their bad decisions can have, not only on themselves but as each other. As a supervisor of the Accident Reconstruction Unit with the Owensboro Police Department, I do this program because it prevents me from doing my job. And if I can keep myself from having to get called out any time of day or night to reconstruct a potentially fatal or serious physical injury accident, and then I feel like I've done my job. And this program will help do that by deterring kids these days from getting behind the wheel after either doing some type of illegal drugs or drinking alcoholic beverages. It's a year-round chore, and we begin planning this scenario it's right after school starts. And we have a timeline, and so back in September of last year, we got together and we set a day. We always try and do it the week of prom, and so that way, because we know prom's coming up, and if we know that there's going to be people are going out and having a good time, and that's a lot of times is the most likely opportunity that they're going to be pressured into drinking. And so luckily all the parties involved, whether it be the hospital or the fire department or air evac or the ambulance service, they're all on board. They believe in this program just as much as I do. So once we get a date down, they are more than willing to help and to do what it takes to make sure that this goes over without any issues. It's a scare tactic. I want them to get the wow factor out of it. I want them to see the effects and the consequences from drinking and driving that it has not only on them, but on their families and their friends. And if I have to make a kid cry in order to get my message across, then so be it. Because a lot of times they need to see exactly what happens. They need to see what's involved when it takes a friend of theirs to be laying on the ground dead, to be extracted from a vehicle by the fire department. And so that wow factor and that impact is what I need for them to witness, so that they can go back at the end of today, tomorrow, anytime in the future and tell their friends, hey man, I'm not going to drink and drive. I've seen what it does to people. I've seen what it does to friends and family, and it's not worth it. So hopefully, like I said, it'll keep them from making that bad decision. When we first meet with the school, we tell them we would like to have a wide swath of students from out the school, anywhere from 12 to 15 students, that will go back and spread the message. We don't want just all seniors or all football players or all baseball players. We want a wide, like I said, a wide selection so that it reaches the most people, as many as possible, to spread this message. Because like I said, I want them to go back after this is over and tell everybody what they experienced, what they saw. And the more people we can reach, the more impactful and the more successful this program is. As you can see, it's a lot of hands-on training that otherwise we would not get unless it was a real-life scenario. And so as the police department responds, we never know what we're going to expect, or we never know what we're going to come up onto when we pull up onto a collision scene. And so it refreshes our memory on how to react on tragic car accidents where first aid is readily needed. We sometimes might have to wait a little bit, as you can see today, on the fire department or the ambulance to respond. So we have to be able to take care of the injured or the deceased until they get there. As far as this collision scene today, the fire department had to extract some test dummies from out of the vehicles. And that's not something that occurs quite often here in the city, but they were able to get their jaws of life, as they call it, cut the tops off of cars, cut the doors off in order to extract the dummies from the back seats of the vehicles. And that is very good on-hands training that they get to witness and partake in that otherwise they might not get to do but maybe once, twice a year at most. Like I said, this program I believe in firmly. I've been participating in, spearheading it for a number of years. And if I can keep myself from having to go out at the end of the day and reconstruct a wreck, or go home or go to a family member's house of a deceased and tell them that their loved one's not coming home, then this program has been a success. If I can save one life, or if I can prevent one person from getting behind the wheel, drinking and driving, or keeping somebody else, from that matter, a friend of theirs or a family member of theirs, from getting behind the wheel, then I feel that the Ghost Out program is a success.
All right, you hurt in your chest? Where's it hurting the most? In your legs? Can you move your legs? Can you wiggle your toes? Can you move them at all? You can't move them at all? Are you having back pain? Start back in here? Okay. Listen, bring that over here, please. Anyone called surgery yet?
Hey, can you pay Joe our...
All right.
Tayana?
Take a look here. All right.
Can you tell me what happened?
All right, she's responsible for trying to find out what's going on with her.
Baby, wake up.
She does not look good right now. We're trying to find out.
We have the chaplain. What's up for you?
I need some goo.
Chad, what's going on? Man, step aside.
What's going on? Unstable blood pressure in the 80s. The car accident came in. She's just plain pain all over. She's not moving well below her extremities, but this was definitely critical. Trying to get some ultrasound here. Let me ultrasound her and you deal with that. Okay. Touching down here at all? No? Okay. So that's definitely a little concerning. But we're going to get her to scan. But so far she's been talking to us and responding to us. So.
Can you tell me what happened?
This one over.
Are you hurt?
exactly how much alcohol is in his system.
You were not drinking. You tell me you were not drinking. You weren't, right? You weren't drinking. There has to be some kind of mistake. There's no way that my son would have. I mean, it's prom. They were just having a good time. There's no way he would have went out and drank and
Are we
and
holding
done
on a
this.
CT scanner? Like, why is she just
That's
laying
what I
here?
believe happened, and that's what's going to go on until I find out more. He's under arrest for DUI.
Oh, I'm so sorry. There has to be a mistake. There is some kind of mistake.
Let's get her to CT. Please, somebody just do something for my daughter. We're gonna take good care of her, okay? Ma'am, here's this one for pastoral care. Hey, my daughter, her daughter was in an accident. It's another parent. She was wrong. They wouldn't do that because I've taught all of those kids not to drink and drive. This just can't be happening. It's just not my daughter.
Can you roll your sleeve up for me? Let's see here for me.
Alright, buddy, my name's Tony. I'm with Wild. I'm going to be drawing your blood since you agreed to it.
At this time, if he did not consent to me taking his blood, I get what I call a search warrant, and I have to take it. He has to give me the amount of blood.
No.
He does not have a choice because that's what I need to prove that he had been drinking.
I'm very sorry.
No.
There was too much bleeding. We did everything we could to try to stop it, but we couldn't save her.
No. Oh, God.
I'm very sorry. We tried everything.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
We might see if there's other family she wants me to call. She used to live.
I'm here, Melissa. I'm here. We'll get him called.
Oh, my God. Daddy, that was terrible. Can you tell me where my daughter went to, somebody? Oh, my God.
Go get him.
How can
I'll go get him.
Oh,
I'll go get him.
They're
I'll
just
go
gonna
get
check
him.
and see what's all broken.
Oh my God. My dad just died and my mom has to live with this.
Let's get you a chair.
Let's go. Let's sit down.
Get on the ICU. Tell them we're gonna need a bed.
A bed? I see you.
Her spine is fractured.
Yeah, I think radiologist just called. She
Oh.
also needs a chest tube. So
You can
she's
deal
got
with-
multiple fractures. So.
We didn't pull the other one. She bled it. She pulled her.
Hey, can you feel your legs? I think can you wiggle your toes? Just wiggle towards you. So you're gonna need your pharmacist in here.
And the chest tube.
I'll get on the phone with neurosurgery. Nobody knows what's gonna happen. Yes, her back is broken and her legs won't move, but
But she's not going to walk again.
we don't know that. We don't know that right now. We're calling the neurosurgeon. Our neurosurgeons are the best. They're gonna come and look and they can see what they can do for us. But right now, yes, it looks like.
Taylor, just wiggle your toes, baby. Just wiggle them for me.
But that's all we know right now. So we just have to wait and be patient. We're gonna get her set up for a chest tube. She's not bleeding into her lung. We're gonna get that taken care of. She's going to the intensive care unit, and we'll be watching her like a hawk. And the neurosurgeon will be in to see her.
I hope we have to put a chest tube in to help her lung expand. She's got multiple rib fractures, okay? So we're gonna have to put this into her chest.
Dr. Hogan's gonna handle this, and I'm gonna go handle something else. But I'll be in the ICU when your daughter gets there, and I'll help take care of her. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. So we're gonna put in a few procedures here, okay? We're gonna have to put in a chest tube. All right. What's her vitals?
Pressure
Okay.
is 80 over 32 right now. Heart rate 174.
All right.
Pretty smart.
All right. We need to get the chest tube in then. All right. So I'm gonna put the chest tube in. That should relieve the tension pneumothorax. Hopefully she's breathing easier now. How are her vitals doing now?
They're improving.
O2 stats 98.
All right, much better. And then we'll put a central line in to get her access. So we'll put that up in the chest here.
That's 9.
I think this is it right here, isn't it? Yeah. No, this is the quarterback. Oh, that's an arrow kit. Now we'll need a central line kit.
This is central line, I think.
Yeah, okay.
What's a central line kit? Somebody can explain it. Man.
Yeah, it's a large IV, so we can give her fluids and blood if we need to. And it's just what we have to do to make sure we get her access. She's going to need it for long term because she's got a spinal fracture. And they're going to have to do most likely surgery on her. So once we get her stabilized, we'll get her upstairs. So she's going to have to go in the ICU.
Is she in pain right now? Hi,
We've given her medicine.
Are you in pain, babe?
All right. We've given her some medicine, but we have to watch her blood pressure. So we'll get her admitted. Central line. Perfect. All right. All right. That's the rest of her injuries, so we'll try to get her upstairs as soon as possible. Thank you all for your help.
It's okay. Here, walk right here beside me so you don't get smashed right there. Now, after you can take them, take care. They know, put them down there, and I'll be special here.
We want you all to understand today and experience today that this is really what happens. And we want you to think about the choices that you make. You know, prom weekend or any weekend. And you can see all the people in here. So, you know, if you choose to drink and drive or drive impaired or, you know, it doesn't just affect you and your choice. You saw all these people, and that's who it affects as well.
It is that I have a big boy at home, so instead of putting myself where all these people are, I've been putting him where they are. And as a mother, thinking about what if my baby boy was there instead of them.
The two ladies that rode in the ambulance, do you all kind of want to share what you experienced in the ambulance, or?
On up. It was a really frightening ordeal. They were shouting out commands, they were poking us, they were just trying to act and save us. And we had to keep quiet for all of this and for all of it. And we weren't even in pain. I can't imagine if we were hurt, it just would have been terrible.
This means a lot to us because one of the things that just kills all of us as providers, as physicians, nurses, everybody, is to see young lives stopped short. And it happens. We have people come in, your age, younger, older, not every day, but enough that one a year is too much. One every 2 or 5 years is too much. We don't want to lose any of you. We like to do this. We like to put on our show and make fools of ourselves for you guys so that you can see what actually happens. This isn't really how it happens. It's usually not with this well, I would say, organized. Usually there's a lot more screaming, a lot more pushing, a lot less theatrics, but they're all the same. Every now and then I have to walk up to someone and say, I'm sorry we had to meet like this. I couldn't save your son's life. And it's horrible. There's no way to make up for that. You can see the pain in someone's eyes when that happens, and you know that their life will never be the same again. So
this is very, and I saw how this affected several of you, even you strong boys. This is something that, unfortunately, that we have to deal with from time to time. We've been very, very fortunate at OHS that it has been a while since we have had a student in a fatality that was currently going to school. Unfortunately, a couple years ago, we had a young man that died in a car wreck who had already graduated. And I don't think that you guys, I hope that you realize what an impact that you all have in our lives on a daily basis, and how it would leave a hole, not only in your family's lives and in your parents' lives, but also in the lives of your peers and the lives of all your teachers and adults in the building, because we live for you guys. That's why we come to work every day. So I'm honored that we got to take part in this, and I want to thank Dr. Decker and everyone at the hospital, the ambulance crew, the police, everybody that made this possible, because hopefully you will think twice before you either drink and drive or you get into the car with someone who has been drinking. I have children of my own, and I've told them, I know kids are gonna be kids, but if it ever comes to that, you call me anytime, day or night, and I will come and pick you up, no questions asked. I'd rather you be alive in the morning and me lose some sleep. And I know that your parents and grandparents feel the exact same way.